All right, everybody. Welcome to Geesa Field for the last home game of the season. We do have a bowl game upcoming then because we've reached the number of wins we have to reach to be qualified. But it is senior night here in Pullman, and here come the Cougs out of the tunnel as we speak. I'm Evan Suarez.
And I'm Norma Fulwiler here doing color for you tonight on KUGR Sports.
It's a bit chilly one we have here. As we opened the window, it got quite cold. It won't lie at all. It's cold over here.
Yeah, but just, so you guys can hear that crowd noise. Minimal crowd here in Pullman tonight, but the loyal fans have still showed up for the last home game of the season, honoring 17 seniors, as we like to call them, the seniors that stayed, with 4 first-year transfers only being in Pullman for about 6 months. And then multiple-year seniors, left tackle Isa Pole, who has protected the nation's leading touchdown scorer, our sophomore quarterback, John Mateer, along with nickelback Kapana Gushikin, edge rusher Nusi Milani, and wide receiver Kyle Williams. Williams, with 12 receiving touchdowns this season, is the second most in the nation, and his 18 touchdowns as a Coug in 2 seasons place him just outside the top 20 for most receiving touchdowns in school history. So we've got a couple of Wazoo weapons that are exiting the team tonight, but if not without honor. So their families line up now on the field. 17 seniors is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. And they're all going to be missed. There won't be a single one that won't be missed here.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to miss Pullman as well. But, yeah, no, like she said, the Cougar faithful is here today. The students that made the trip back after Thanksgiving break, coming into the game, it was going to be a tough. We knew that the crowd wasn't going to be obviously as packed as the other games, but, can't say we didn't see it coming.
Yeah, and I mean, we've had a bit of a struggling last couple games here. Cougars going from 8-1 to 8-3.
Yeah.
So hoping to push that up to a 9-win season, the first of which we've had since 2018 with 10-2. But speaking of, last week we had down to Corvallis and really struggled defensively, not for a lack of effort, but for a lack of execution. Struggled defensively. Oregon State, you got to give them credit for consistently moving that chain on 4th down. They went 4 for 5 on 4th downs, 3 of their 4th downs being more than 5 yards away.
Man,
so
that's brutal.
Yeah, Oregon State just consistently did what they had to do on offense. And then, in the press release, talking to Dickert, he was pretty clear that you cannot expect to give up 35 points and win football games. So I think for this, that's just like a lack of execution and some early errors from a relatively young offensive team.
Yes.
I'd argue, Kyle Williams comes in, transfer from UNLV, and then Chris Hudson, first-year transfer from Oregon. So a team that's still trying to mesh together a little bit. Obviously, we have some outspoken team leaders here. Isa Pole, we talked about him. Christian Hilborn. Mateer now in his 3rd season at WSU as a redshirt sophomore. But, yeah, OSU just really kind of outbeat the Cougars in every aspect of the game last week. 484 total yards with, 27 first downs. WSU trailing with 384 total yards with 20 first downs. And then on the third down conversions, Oregon went 7 for 15 with 46%, and WSU went only 2 for 7, meaning they only got to that third down line 7 times the whole game, just missing it, and down to 29%, we were able to convert that on third down. So we just struggled offensively last week and then just gave up too much on defense. So
totally. And I mean, as Dickert said, 38 points, you can't really expect to win giving up 38 points.
Yeah.
And I would argue you can't win 10 points less than that. Giving up 28 points is a lot of scoring. I know nowadays college football is a lot more heavily offensive than it has been in the past with all these new weapons coming out of high school and just coming to these freshmen like that. Talking about Ryan Williams from Alabama earlier, 17 years old, just doing insane things at Alabama. But, a lot more offensive weapons like Mateer, first in the nation in touchdowns, combined touchdowns. 6th in the nation passing touchdowns, and then I think it was 6th in the nation rushing touchdowns. So he does it all. He runs, he throws it. See a little more today. See Kyle Williams, I know he's sitting at just under 1,000 receiving yards. See if we can get him on senior night to get that milestone mark of 1,000 receiving yards. Would be pretty cool to see today. doesn't see a better day to do it than today.
Yeah, and flipping over to the other side of the field here with the Cowboys coming in from Laramie, Wyoming. Stubborn loss last week against the number 11, about to be, in my opinion, top 10 ranked Boise State Broncos.
They should be 100%. There's no reason not.
Yeah, 17-13 final at at Wyoming. Low scoring game. But Boise State defense is just nasty. Held the Cougars back in September to just 24 points as they put up 45.
Yep.
They're 10-1 overall, 7-0 in the Mountain West Conference against Wyoming, who is 11th in the Mountain West. Kept the Cowboy quarterback Caden Anderson to only 14 total passes, with their senior running back, who's kind of a standout for them and one of their offensive weapons, Harrison Wiley, to only 69 yards on 16 carries. So arguably, we've talked about how Boise State, with all their faults, they have the weapon of the decade with Ashton Genty. Over 2,000 rushing yards and 24 touchdowns on the season. For a running back, last time a running back did that, they won the Heisman Trophy. Not saying
Norma's
anything
been
about
telling me she is a big Genty puller for the Heisman.
Absolutely.
And can't blame her. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, arguably, they were outscored by the run game. Boise State averaged about 6 yards per carry, and Wyoming cut that down to about 3. So tight game there, kind of just pushed off by Boise State's fantastic defense.
Yep.
But again, and we want to talk about the two coaches out here tonight. Dickert arrived at WSU after working as a defensive coordinator at the University of Wyoming for 3 years, including his 2019 campaign as the defensive coordinator. We're 6th in the country in red zone defense in 2019 for the Cowboys. They were 11th in the country in rush defense and scoring defense, and 40th in tackles for loss, 33rd overall in the country in 2019. So Jake Dickert knows how to run a defense.
Yeah.
And then heading on down to their current coach, as of December 6, 2023, Jay Savell has become their head coach after being a defensive coordinator for 2020 through 2023. And he's been doing all right. We've seen kind of a fall off for Wyoming this season. Last year in 2023, they were the first 9-win season they've had since 1996, when the Cowboys were 10-2. So I think, there might just be some losses of some standout players there, but not for a lack of coaching.
No, yeah.
So I'm excited to see how two defensively trained coaches match up tonight after some defensive struggles last week at Oregon State, and then just falling short of a victory against Boise State.
Yeah. And as we were looking at earlier, the difference in scoring for the Cougs at home versus on the road, it's pretty insane. And so, I expect nothing more than a high-scoring game tonight from at least the Cougs, and we'll see if the defense can step it up from last week and the week before, actually, at New Mexico. Back-to-back 3-point losses, too, so those are pretty tough to take, but it's good to see the seniors coming out here to say goodbye to Dickert on the field and what's up to their families, and take some pictures of everything.
Yeah, and expect maybe a little bit of a different lineup tonight. 17 seniors are saying goodbye to Cougar Nation on the Palouse tonight. So we might see a couple new faces in at tight end with Billy Riveri III, and then quarterback with Zevi Eckhouse, continuing on that legacy, seeing if they can just get those final plays in before they head off to whatever that may be, NFL draft, or head off into a career. But yeah, you talked about high scoring games, and last week in the pregame conference before the game against Oregon State, Oregon State and Washington State are high scoring defensively challenged teams. So they really rely on that offense. And so for a score fest, it's not, the best thing to try and aim that at outscoring each other, because there is a high probability that you will not, but you really got to focus on that defense. And unfortunately, they just fell short. But against Wyoming's a low-scoring team, averaging about 24 points per game, except in a blowout win against New Mexico where they put up 50 points a couple weeks ago. But it's a low-scoring team. Cougs are at home. They've got everything stacked in their favor. This should be the nail in the coffin to put up a 9-3 season, their first since 2018, with Gardner Minshew heading up the Cougar pack. So I am excited to see this.
I was going to say, I noticed when we started, it really actually looks like there is some, at least we got a nice little section over there in the front. We'll get the front bleachers filled out.
Yeah, coming back from Thanksgiving break, the airports are going to just be full, coming in from SeaTac, Portland, all those places. I didn't expect anything less. So it's good to see a turnout here for the seniors and all they've done. And they've called them the seniors that stayed. With all the conference realignment, we lost a significant portion of our team when Washington State was left without a conference. So there is a special respect and thanks that we have to these team leaders. Christian Hilborn, captain of our team, on offensive lineman, plays left tackle, right guard, and right tackle. He moves around quite a bit, and he's successful in every single position that he plays. Kyle Williams, again, like we said, 967 receiving yards with 11 touchdowns on the season, averages about 17.3 yards per reception with a season high of 181 yards and 3 touchdowns at New Mexico.
Yeah,
so
it was a great game for him.
I mean, we have really got to honor these guys that put up massive numbers and stayed on the Palouse to finish out their career.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard Mateer talking in an interview with I think someone from the CW network earlier. But he said he was just praising Kyle Williams and how great of a football player obviously how great of a football player he is, but also what his leadership is on the team. Again, a senior night, and he is one of the seniors, and how he's able to kind of pick and help up John Mateer if he's not.
Absolutely.
I think Mateer said when he doesn't know where to throw the ball, he said Kyle Williams is open down there somewhere. It sounds familiar like Jamar Chase, but we'll see if he can reach that status one day. But
yeah, speaking of people that stayed on the Palouse during all of this massive conference realignment, Jake Dicker.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about a coach that has turned around this program for the better. In 2024 season since 2005, when they had 7. So, I mean, we talked about these are defensively trained head coaches. They were all on defense. We had a cornerback, a nickelback, and then, 2 cornerbacks. So all in the 4th round, we've put Cougs out onto the map this year.
Yeah.
So it is not for a lack of coaching. I will say that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Jaden Hicks out there at Kansas City as well from last year.
Yep.
Looks not too shabby on the Chiefs, maybe not America's most loved team, but he's a Coug. Exactly. He's a Coug, and that's all that matters. So
we've got parents now clear in the field for the 17 honored seniors tonight as the team gets ready to head out one last time this season before we head into other sports. Wazoo basketball heading up a season this year with about a 5-1 record. And then from around the world of college football, we've got Arizona State absolutely blowing out Arizona, consistently looking for a run at that Big 12 title.
I think they got it.
Yeah, most likely going to clinch that spot against Colorado, who won, I believe, last night against
Oklahoma State. Yeah,
Thank
shut
you
them
so
out.
much.
52-0. That's
right.
That's a show right there. But yeah, Miami actually tied with Syracuse right now, 35-35. So 6th-ranked Miami to clinch the ACC championship game to get in there. They're going to need to step it up and make a stop defensively here.
And, we were also talking about what is going on in the SEC right now. The Big Ten seems pretty, solid and what's going to happen. Oregon, Ohio State, even with a loss today against Michigan, that is the game is what they like to call it. So a loss to Michigan doesn't scramble me that much. An unranked team and a ranked opponent. It's a huge game for both those teams. So Ohio State, Oregon, probably stuck in there for Big Ten.
Yep.
But SEC, we've got some commotion. We're thinking maybe Texas and, for the first time in almost 25 years, Alabama is not in the SEC championship. They're heading up the conference in 5th, just in front of Missouri. So interesting stuff heading down there in the southeastern part of the United States. But the Cougs now up in the West are running out onto the field. All red for their last home game.
They look great.
Yeah, they do.
I love it.
Haven't seen these uniforms before.
I know. I love it.
And Wyoming on our near sideline with white and yellow jerseys, yellow helmets with their iconic Cowboys logo.
There you go.
And we're getting ready to start off this first game. We will be right back after this short break for the tip-off and the start of the first quarter.
All right, welcome back here to Giesa Field as they are about to do the coin flip there on the Cougar logo. See who ends up getting the ball here, or whoever wins the flip. If they want to defer, I've noticed that's a big thing recently, is deferring the kick to the second half. Can't say I don't like it, because you got to stop them on defense. You know, I feel like it'd be a lot more satisfying to go out there and score a touchdown very fast. But at the same time, you go out there, you make a defensive stop, that's got to fire the whole team up.
Absolutely. And the Cougars have struggled defensively on the first drive defensively, usually ended up in a score for the opposing team.
Even I noticed after halftime as well when they come out.
Absolutely.
So let's see. Heads is the call. Looks like Wyoming is going to... Let's see, they might have deferred it. Like I just said, deferring is the new thing. The week did. The Cougs won and deferred, so there we go. Wyoming will get the ball first. Led out by their senior quarterback, Evan Sabota, who actually he got yanked out of the game a couple weeks ago, and their freshman quarterback, Caden Anderson, got put in. We thought he was going to be the starter today, but it was actually announced that Evan Sabota, senior, after missing a couple games, has been named the starter for today, at least for the start of the game. You never know what happens.
Yeah, Anderson struggled last week. 9 for 14 in total passes and only 161 yards total. No touchdowns for him against Boise State last night. So I can see, maybe switching it up, even though it's not a senior quarterback, it is a junior quarterback, so someone more experienced at an away game. But, there's a saying that I've heard quite a few times, and if it's that you've got two quarterbacks, you've got no quarterbacks.
That's true.
So I am curious to see what Wyoming's about to do in terms of quarterbacks, because but they have three quarterbacks that they use consistently other than Anderson and Sabota. So interesting lineup choice for the Cowboys. But hey, I mean, we were talking about this earlier with Jackson Potter for the Cougs, with John Mateer Ginger on his left heel a couple weeks ago. We were talking about how, hey, it might not be the worst idea if he cannot play to put Potter out on, put those numbers up. But
some playing time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always good to see the freshmen get out there and, sling that rock. Get them a few touchdowns earlier in their career.
Cougars will be on the far sideline, and Wyoming nearest to us as we look out over a foggy and relatively chilly day, I'd say, with the window open for you guys to hear the crowd noise. We're a bit cold, but that's all right. We're in suits. We're okay.
Colder, I would say. We're still above 32, so, at least we're starting the game at 3:30.
That's all I need.
And at least it's not 7 o'clock, because I think if it was 7 o'clock right now, we would be in shambles.
Yeah,
we'd have to have the hand warmers out. But getting ready. Senior kicker just got notice for senior night. Dean Jankowski out there to boot the ball towards the Cougar football complex there to the Wyoming Cowboys. Once again, let out by their quarterback, Evan Sabota. Leading receiver for them is number 8, Jalen Sargent, Jr. And then their starting running back will either be Harrison Whaley or Jamari Farrell, both seniors. So we will see who gets the start in the back of the field for them. Dean Jankowski's got his troops rallied in the all-red uniforms here. Looks like kickoff's just over 3:45, 3:46 now. And there it is. Fair catch called for at about the 7-yard line. I'm pretty sure they get the ball at the 20 there to start for the Wyoming Cowboys offense.
Yeah, Ansel Danimba, number 92, a defensive tackle for the Cougs, is back in business after sitting out a week against New Mexico. 3 sacks the week prior in their game against San Diego State. So he's quite the weapon. He had a bit of a ginger injury there, but he's back and ready to go. He played last week, but didn't play as consistently as he usually does, about a quarter and a half. So I'm happy to see him back out on the field getting ready to go here. See what this offensive line's got in the tank for Wyoming.
All right, first play, motions across. Sabota hands the ball off to Harris. Looks like it'll be a gain of 2 to the 27-yard line. 2nd and 8 incoming here for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Looks like Farrell will check out of the game there, and Harrison Whaley will check in as the other running back.
Yeah. Harrison Whaley, almost 1,000 yards rushing last year, has kind of split the field this year with Farrell as they kind of flick on and off the field.
Yeah, a little dual back. All right, here we go. Sabota has another motion, but he will hand it off to Willie, who gets stood up right at the line of scrimmage by Alukta for a loss of one, looks like. Great tackle there from the big number 0. Kind of our enforcer there, him and Kyle Thornton in the middle of the defense. Alukta with a nice pick 6 last week. We thought that was going to do it. At least personally, I thought that was it. After Alukta, he was right there, ran it all the way back, put the Cougs up 7, and then just brutal fumble at the end of that game. But we're flushed that one and on to the next. 3rd and 9 now here.
And it looks like Harrison Whaley there will actually take a loss of a yard.
Yeah. Sabota's got 3 receivers out to the right. Whaley still next to him in the shotgun. Sabota looking right. Under pressure, he's going to scramble. And there's Kyle Thornton. And who knows? Alukta there to meet him. Looks like it won't go down technically as a sack. That'll be just a gain of about a half yard.
Yep.
So 4th down, though, nonetheless. The Cowboys fail to get 5 yards on that first drive. But, hey, Coug defense, there we go. Like we said earlier, I feel like it's good to get a nice defensive stop to hype the team, fire them up a little bit, show that we're here to play.
Yeah, and, the struggles defensively last week, I would argue, are not for a lack of talent, but maybe some unfortunate calls there coaching. So I'm happy to see that they're back in business.
Oh, no flag. Okay, fair. Oh, punt looks like it hit one of the Wyoming players up at WSU third. So great field position here for the Cougs. Not a great punt there by Jack Colbreth, the Cowboys special team punter. So the Cougs will have 1st down and 10 from our own 38-yard line here. Can't really ask for much more. 3 and out on defense, and then Mateer gets the ball at the 38. There we go. Looks like you got
Wayshawn Parker in to start the game at running back.
There,
yep.
Out to Mateer's left. Mateer's got 2 receivers out to each side of him. No tight end to start the game yet. I'm just kidding. Mathers is in there. Oh, that's Slembaker, actually. Slembaker will motion out from the backfield to the right. Quick pass to Kyle Williams, try to get closer to that 1,000-yard mark, and he'll scamper out of bounds there for a little gain of 6 yards. Get Williams going early. Love to see it. Slembaker will check out of the game. Parker will come back in. Cougs going fast here to start. It's been their new thing. Mateer's got 3 receivers split out to the left. Mathers, the lone tight end, on the right side of the line. Mateer talking to his line real quick after that gain of 6 by Kyle Williams on 1st down. 2nd and 4 now from the 44. Turns and hands to Parker. Makes a nice little cut. Ooh, couple nice cuts. Parker with a nice little gain of 12 yards. Now in plus territory on the Cowboys' 47-yard line.
Parker, number 21,
and that'll move the chains for the first down of this game.
Oh, yeah. Nice little couple jukes there back to the left for Parker. Mateer now going fast, takes the path. Looks like he's got Kyle Williams again, who makes the man miss, and he's got another 1st down. Gain of 15. I should say 12 there, now to the 35-yard line of the Cowboys. Back-to-back 1st down plays there for the Cougs, going fast.
Kyle Williams now just in 20 yards of that 1,000 receiving yards mark.
Mateer will hand the ball to Parker. He's got a little hole. Ooh, good tackle there by the Cowboys lineman to keep Parker to only a gain of 3 there.
It's going to be Ben Florentine with the tackle for Wyoming, 6'4" grad student.
281 junior. Oh, look at that guy. I wouldn't want to run into that guy. Looks like Leo Pelosi has checked in as the back. So 3 backs already used for the Cougs. Chris Hudson now in the backfield with Pelosi and Mateer. Mateer's got 2. Oh, Hudson motions out to the right. Mateer not looking that way yet. He's under pressure, though, and he's going to take a big sack here. Ball comes out, but the whistle was way blown before that. So sack of 10 yards there. Yep. Loss of 10 for the Cougs and Mateer. Really, I don't think he could have got rid of that ball without at least grounding or anything. So,
yeah, it looks like there might have been a miscommunication on the route there as 3 receivers stacked right and Mateer heads left.
Yeah, totally just looking at Kyle, or he's just looking at Kyle Williams. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, that is going to be a 3rd and 16 here. So a big 3rd down here for the Cougs after 2 great plays on 1st down.
Sacked for a loss of 9 yards at the Wyoming 41. That's going to be Tice Westland with the tackle.
Mateer steps up. We'll find Kyle Williams kind of across the field. He's going to have a lot of work to do here for the 1st down, though. He won't get there. Gain of 5 on the play. Let's see if Dicker will send senior kicker Janikowski here. This will be a long field goal. I think it's to be about a 54-yarder from where, looks like we might go. I don't know. I mean, you give the ball back to them at what, their Their own 37. I still don't know if this is 4th and 12. I don't know if we can go for this here. Maybe a hard count, get it more manageable. Not too sure.
On the Wyoming 37, they'll line up.
Just under 10 minutes now to play on 4th and 12. Mateer will snap the ball. Here we go. Looking right. He has nowhere to go. And Mateer will actually get sacked on 4th down. There was nowhere to go. Great coverage there by the Cowboys. So after 2 big first downs back-to-back, the Cougar offense stalls after 2 sacks on that last drive.
Yeah, and that
series.
Looks like Wyoming here is going for a 4-man rush, and it's worked for him 2 plays in a row. Yeah. Just kind of overwhelm that offensive line and crush that pocket till it gets smaller and smaller. Mateer likes to run. If they're going to force him to run and they can pop out and snag him right there, I mean, he's a relatively predictable player when it comes to running the football, especially in QB draws and plays like that. So
totally.
Smart play on Wyoming defense to do a 4-man rush and just nab him and squeeze him right out of the pocket, right where they want him.
100%.
Yep.
And like, yeah, as you said, it is. I feel like any time Mateer is under stress or under pressure, he's looking to run. I mean,
absolutely.
Maybe he'll scramble for a little bit out to the side and try to find a receiver, but I give him about 2 seconds. If nothing's there, then he's trying to run it himself.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, take him down.
So the Cougars with 7 plays only snag about 23 yards here to start off their first drive. Not the look that we want to see, but again, we talked prior to the start of the game about how it takes the Cougars about 1 drive to kind of warm up a little bit and start putting points up on the board.
Totally. Let's see if the defense, though, can get out there and get another 3 and out. You know, we had great field position there, so let's see if we can get some good field position on this next drive.
Yeah.
After hopefully stopping the Cowboys here.
And Wyoming will come out on their own 39, just 11 yards short of Cougar territory. But if this drive is anything like the last, they will snag 5 yards, and it'll be turned right back over to Mateer and his squad of Cougars.
Yes, we can only hope.
So 2 sacks to start the game for John Mateer, first for a loss of 9 and then for a loss of 2. So WSU turnover on downs at just 5 minutes into the game. So uncharacteristic start for Mateer. When he is sacked, he usually goes just right down. He doesn't usually go for a loss, but we'll see. You know, it's cold out. We haven't played in weather this cold all season. Our past couple away games have been in relatively warm climates. Oregon State a little bit more moisture leaning. So there was a bit of rain, but there wasn't those freezing temperatures. Today it's almost 30 degrees, just about 32 degrees out. Kind of nippy. Cold. So they might just be needing to get some blood pumping in their veins.
Get fired up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see if Sabota here will get his receivers a little more involved than that last drive.
Yeah.
Looks like Harrison Whaley will head out there on the right of Sabota.
Yeah, and it looks like the Cougs might have made an unfortunate offensive error there. You know, their best running backs are, going to go to, Wayshawn Parker. And putting in Pulalasi might have been a tough yawn for a gain of only 2 on that last drive.
Great tackle there, though, by Kapana Gushikin for a loss of 1 or maybe a no gain. Yep, no gain on the play. Great tackle there from Kapana on Sabota, trying to read option, spread it out far right.
Yep.
Nowhere to go.
And, that's a struggle there on those kind of lateral plays. You really have to make sure that you got fast feet and you're trying to get open. But unfortunately, when a quarterback runs laterally, it's pretty easy to snag him down that line of scrimmage or even less.
Yeah. As you said, there's Sirius Webster's out there, number 3 on the line. Sabota's got all 3 receivers out to the left. Whaley flanking him. That might have been a false start. Yeah, yep. I was going to say. That back ref could not get the flag out. I saw him trying to pull that flag out. He was kind of struggling a little bit there. Luke is a little fired up. There we go. See, defense making a stand here. Thanks to maybe the Cougar faithful there for being a little loud here early in the game, under 9 minutes to go. Still a 0-0 ball game. Not much offense to speak of so far.
Yeah, that's going to be on Johnson for Wyoming, a 5-yard penalty, and that'll put them at 2nd and 15. Line to gain is the Wyoming 34.
All right, Sabota in the pistol now with Whaley right behind him. 2 receivers to the left and a tight end as well, and 1 tight end out to the right. Looks like he will play action. This one looking deep. He's got a man over there. Just overthrew him. And he just overthrew Justin Stevenson there, who had the one touchdown last week, the redshirt freshman for the Cowboys against Boise State. Just out of the reach, though, from Sabota. So that'll bring up third and long.
Great defense there. No pass interference called from strong safety Jackson Latiamua, the 5'11 redshirt junior, getting out on the field today, seeing some playing time.
Yep. So third and long for the Cougs, now third and long for the Cowboys. See if we can get off the field here in 3 and out, just like we said. Get some good field position back from Mateer. Sabota now in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers tied into the left, running back and another receiver out to the right. Great play on the ball there by senior Tyson Durant, who also got recognized before the game. Didn't get there too early, got there right on time to knock that ball free.
Yeah, and, we've talked about how some of our safeties have struggled this season, but free safety Tyson Durant, he's just been phenomenal this season. 2 interceptions, batting down balls left and right, and Cougar defense has now prevented Wyoming from getting into Cougar territory at all this game with just under 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Obviously, it's early in the game, but this is a promising start for a defense that struggled pretty severely last week in Corvallis.
Now the punter is on the field here, Jack Colbreth for the Cowboys. Maybe a timeout taken here, or... Oh, yeah, it will be a delay game. So even better field position here. Cougars punt returner Tony Freeman back. Can now move 5 yards closer up to the ball, or he'll just stay right there. Never mind. Never mind what I'm saying here. But he'll be standing at the Wazoo 25, and Colbreth will be standing on the Cowboys' own 15-yard line. So minus 10 yards on that drive for the Cowboys. The punt is up and away, and it's another not very good punt here at the 30-yard line. Will be Tony Freeman for the catch. So that's where Mateer and crew will set up shop on the WSU 30-yard line.
And around the world in this day of NCAA football, we've got Syracuse leading number 6 Miami 42-35 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, looking to give Miami their second loss of the season after losing just a couple weeks ago to Georgia Tech, who in a thriller last night, I don't know if you watched that game.
I did.
8 overtimes against Georgia, and
that was nuts.
Unfortunately, they were not able to take down number 7 ranked Bulldogs, but they put up one heck of a fight.
They did. And at the start of the year, they also, I believe, in Ireland, right?
Yeah,
it was
Ireland.
State. Florida State was ranked 10th in the nation. Did they deserve it? Looking back on it, probably not. But hey, nonetheless, they were still ranked number 10, and they went to Ireland and put up a great battle and ended up winning that game. So
yeah,
Georgia State maybe just likes the feeling of spoiling a season.
I guess. SMU taking care of business down in Texas against California 31-6 with 6 left. Notre Dame leads the Trojans 35-28 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So all of those earlier games are getting ready to come to a close. And looking forward in this day of football, we've got a ranked game against Kansas State 24 and Iowa State 18. So that'll be a good matchup. We've got number 10 Indiana heading over to Purdue. See if they can give the Boilermakers a run for their money. And then a big matchup in the Northwest. Number 1 ranked Oregon, the only undefeated team left in the country, will face their rival Washington in Washington today up in Seattle. So lots to look forward to today around the world of football. And we will take a quick break, and we will be back to you after the media timeout in just a few minutes.
All right, welcome back. Gisa Field 0-0 ball game. 8:21 left in the first quarter between the visiting Wyoming Cowboys and the Washington State Cougars, who have a 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line after back-to-back 3-and-outs by the Cowboys offense. Cougars defense looking a little good to start the game. Let's see if that can transfer to the offensive side of the ball. Schlenbaker will be the back to start this drive out. Looks like Mateer will take off running this play. A nice move, Mateer. Good. Oh, he just.
Mateer now 3 for 3 on completions, and then his favorite play, QB draw.
QB option. Looks
Yep.
like Carlos Hernandez came in motion there and faked the defense out quite a bit. Mateer does have a nice little juke to him, though. He can't lie.
He's absolutely athletic in that lower body for sure, especially for a quarterback.
Turns around, gives the ball here to Wayshawn Parker, who has nowhere to go. Stacked up by the Cowboys defense there on. Looks like that was actually a loss of a yard there. Back the ball up to the Cougars' 45-yard line for 2nd and 11. See if Mateer will let one rip here.
Yeah.
Let's get this passing game going.
Wayshawn Parker kind of struggling early in this game with a loss of 2 yards already.
It's here in the pistol now. He's got Mathers and Hernandez out to his right, and he's got Williams out to the left. Motions over, Mathers to the left. Mateer looking not really nowhere to go, and he's running, but he's going to find a streaking receiver at the 40-yard line for a gain of 15. That'll be a first down. Chris Hudson on the catch. As I said, Mateer's probably going to take off. You give him a couple seconds. There he goes, throwing the ball to an open Hudson there.
And again, the Wyoming defense is able to break through, and huge pressure from Wyoming.
Quick pass out to Carlos Hernandez there on a little slip screen. Gain about 3 yards there to the Wyoming 37-yard line.
Mateer might have to start kind of relying on those lateral plays there because they're putting up a lot of pressure and they're shrinking that pocket down.
It's fast.
Yeah.
It's coming fast.
Mm-hmm.
Hernandez and Hudson out to the left now, as well as Williams and Mathers out to the right. He's in the shotgun. Motions over Hudson now, who will get on. Oh, just kidding. Hudson will sprint back to the left now. Mateer looking right, though. Another slip screen to Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams got a lot of space. Great block out there, and he is going to go all the way for a Cougar touchdown. 37-yard touchdown pass from Williams, or from Mateer to Williams, and that'll put him over the 1,000-yard mark, as well as his 13th touchdown of the year, adding to the record books for Kyle Williams in his senior year on senior night. And it's only right.
Yeah, and there we go. Right at the 37-yard line, Williams will snag that right up, and he'll run it down in for 30 yards. Again, like you said, that'll put him in the 1,000 receiving yards club. I guess, a couple of those were rushing, but.
There you go, Kyle Williams. He had a great block out there, which is up and good towards the band. 7-0 now is the score with 6:09 on the clock.
Mateer now with a 6 for 6, 100% completion percentage with almost 100 yards already early in this game. 6 minutes left to play in the half. Wazoo is up 7-0 against the Cowboys, traveling in from Laramie. We will be right back after this.
Welcome back to Giesa Field with a score of 7-0 in favor of the home Cougs. After a great 37-yard touchdown pass from John Mateer to Kyle Williams on senior night. It's only right the senior gets in the end zone first to start us off here. That's just some more to come.
Yeah.
6:09 left in the first quarter. Senior kicker Dean Janikowski ready to boot it back to the Wyoming offense, which so far quarterback Sabota is 0 for 2 with no yards, and they've got 3 yards of total offense coming on 1 carry from Jamari Farrell for 3 yards. It's like that'll be Justin Stevenson back to return the kick from Janikowski. He's got the troops rallied, and there it goes. Let's see if he'll call for another fair catch, which he won't, because that'll just go to the end zone for a touchback. All right, let's see if the Cougs defense can get another 3 and out here and get the offense quickly back on the field. Feels like a lot of game has been played already, when in reality there's still 6 minutes left in this first.
Handoff there. We have had 2 drives for both teams, and this will be the 3rd drive now for Wyoming. Still unable to get into Cougar territory, but hopefully, well, not hopefully, but let's see if they can, make something happen on this play.
Give them a little yards. Looks like
Absolutely.
that'll be a different running back in the backfield next to Sabota. That'll be Sam Scott. So a little 3 running back used for both teams here, actually, from the Cougs and Wyoming. He's got Scott out to his right. Motions a receiver to the left, but he will keep it himself. Sabota's got a gain of about 8 yards there. Make it 2nd and short here, upcoming for the Cowboys out to their 32-yard line. Carry for about 8 for Evan Sabota. Maybe that's what he needed just to get his legs warm or something. Brings up 2nd and 3, though, here for the Cowboys. Huddled up. And now
Sabota now still no passing yards. His total yards for the day come from that rush of 7.
Yep. Looks like that'll be, I want to say, Whaley behind him in the pistol, who he will turn and fake the handoff to. Getting chased, though. He will complete the pass over there to Justin Stevenson for the Cowboys' first down of the game.
Yeah, Justin Stevenson, redshirt freshman, coming in for his first play of the game here, and the first significant reception for Wyoming tonight.
Looks like Kapena Gushikin will be getting subbed out there for Jackson Latuma. Definitely butchered that name. Right, here we go. The Cowboys break the huddle now. Sabota's got Stevenson again out to his right. He's got Farrell flanked right behind him. Motion Stevenson back. A lot of motion here early from the Cowboys offense. Another play action pass here, though. Looks like Sabota's going to turn and run this one, and that actually looks like it'll be – oh, wow. One of the refs just got taken out on the sideline. The crowd reaction there, I thought like maybe it was a late hit, but no, I saw a ref on the ground there. So that'll be a gain of about a yard there for Sabota on the scramble out right.
Yeah, smart play there for Wyoming to kind of use their running back there as a guard against number 60, David Gusta, the defensive tackle for Wyoming. That's a smart play offensively for Wyoming.
Yes. Now Sabota on 2nd and 9 here. Still 7-0 Cougars. 4.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Sabota's got, oh, that's a false start. I saw a flinch, but I guess not. Maybe we'll let it slide here. He's got 2 receivers flanked out to the right. He'll turn and hand the ball off to Whaley, though. Ooh, almost gets rocked, but he breaks 1 tackle. Picks up a nice gain of 4 to set up 3rd and medium here. Yeah, Jamari Farrell on that carry.
Gusta again with the tackle. Rush only there for about 1 yard, or excuse me, for 4 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 5, though. Another 3rd down here for the Cowboys, still in their side of the field. Ball on their own 43-yard line. Here comes the Jaws theme song, and there. Oh, yeah, I see some students over there filled up the stands.
They just needed a minute.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Sabota's got 2 receivers out to the right, 2 out to the left, as well as Jamari Farrell, the running back on his right, setting up pass block. Quick pass here, complete right at the marker, but he will have enough for a first down. That'll be Sabota over there. I want to say that's Will Pelessier.
Yep. Ethan O'Connor there will be given the tackle, the redshirt freshman, and a star cornerback for the Cougs. Has put up some big numbers his first season on the Blues.
4 interceptions on the season, I believe.
Yep.
1 return for a touchdown against New Mexico or San Diego State, one of the 2 games.
I believe it was San Diego State.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, I know it was a road game. Sabota still 2 receivers out to the right and left. Farrell pass block protection. He's got to pick a shot downfield. He's got a man. Good catch, good throw. Down inside the Cougar red zone now. Sabota's first big play of the game to Chris Durr Jr., another freshman slot receiver here for the Cowboys. A lot of young guys out there for them.
Tyson Durant kind of backs off there, scared of a possible flag on pass interference, and that'll be good.
From the Cougars' 18-yard line, Sabota in the pistol now with Farrell behind him. Claps his hands once, and now he will talk to the line. See if the Cougs can make a little stop here, make it 2nd and long. That'll be Whaley, actually. Oh, spins off a tackle, but met by Thornton there for a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, give or take, to the WSU 15-yard line.
Yeah, Sabota now with 55 passing yards on the day, sneaking up behind Mateer at 77.
Yep. A lot of substitutions here for both teams. Cowboys keeping their legs fresh.
Cowboys here in it to score, field goal range and, 2nd and 7 with, within that range of a first down. That fresh set of downs will put them in 1st and goal.
Yep, I think they might take a shot at the end zone here.
Yep.
Don't see a reason not to, maybe locked up 3 points. Here
I don't think
over. Let's see, Whaley will get the handoff again, but he's going to be met for no gain. Loss of 1, actually. Al Ukta is there for the tackle again, making his name heard early, as well as Khalil Luafu, sophomore defensive tackle.
Yeah, Budo Alukta in that game against San Diego State, was, defensive player of the game with 4 sacks. And then, we talked about his injury earlier in the broadcast that really hurt the Wazoo defensive squad.
So Sam Scott will sub back in for their 3rd down back for the Cowboys. It'll be 3rd and now 8-yard lines from the WSU 16-yard line. Sabota's got 3 receivers out to the right. Scott, he's got under pressure, and he's going to go down. First there was Ansel Dimba, or Dimba, I should say. Number 92, big number 92. And that'll actually make this field goal try a little bit harder here for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That backed them up from what was to be probably a 25-yarder to now is going to be a 40-yarder on the dot from the WSU 30-yard line. College football, and the way that kicking has gone this year, even in the NFL, I would say nothing's a guarantee.
Absolutely.
There has been professional kickers missing everything this year. So a 40-yard try here for the Cowboys. Let's see if they can get on the board here. The kick is up, and it looks to be good, and it is with 4 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Solid drive put together, 6-minute drive for the Cowboys to get them on the board. 7-3 though.
Boys on the far side of the stand, cheering and waving.
There you go.
But pales in comparison to the turnout for Washington State.
Yeah, you got to respect the families making the trip down here for their
Wyoming
kids.
now, 40-yard field goal, as you said, scoring drive, 52 yards up on 10 plays. So sneaking up now on Mateer. Sabota with a 60% completion and 3 for 5. But total yards, again, Wazoo is almost double that of Wyoming, 93 to 55.
Yep, and they're just going to get the ball back now as well.
Yeah, so, response here is definitely needed for Wazoo, kind of set themselves apart. We've talked a little bit about, this season about not playing down. We struggle with that significantly on the road.
Yep.
But again, there are teams we should have beaten and we didn't. So not playing down, I'd say, is our biggest goal right now as a program.
Oh, it hurts.
And
the ones we should have won. And
absolutely.
And both 3-point games as well. I mean, it's heartbreaking. 3-point games, back-to-back weeks losses. The kick is off, though, and Tony Freeman will return it. And he fumbled the ball. And looks like the Cougs were lucky to get back on that. Ooh, that could have been very bad to give the ball right back almost in the red zone for the Cowboys. Big hit, though, jars the ball loose, but the Cougars are there to get back on top of the football. That was a little scary moment there.
Leighton Smithson fumbled at the Wyoming 30, and it's a force by Reed's son, but it is recovered by Wazoo at the 25. So it will start off with regular standing field position for them. Luckily.
That was lucky, yes. But that is going to be the end of the first quarter. So we will step aside for a little break here. Score still WSU 7, Wyoming 3. This is KUGR Radio. We'll be back in a bit.
And welcome back to Geesa Field. Starting off the second quarter here, some news from around the world of college football. The Syracuse Orange will storm the field after knocking Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes out of the ACC title game. 42-38 final score, dropping Miami to 10-2. So big game for Syracuse, and that's going to mess a couple things up in the ACC. Absolutely.
It looks like so. SMU will have a guaranteed spot there in the championship game. Good for them. They've earned it. But yeah, Miami now 2 losses.
Yeah, and again, they took care of business today against Cal Berkeley, 38-6.
Yeah,
Alabama is storming against Auburn in the Iron Bowl, 28-14, and Notre Dame has run away with the game against USC, 49-28 with a minute left in the fourth. Couple games up here getting ready to start. Washington, Oregon will kick off in just about 5 minutes. Purdue and Indiana just a couple seconds into the first quarter.
All right. Now back to the game. We've got the Cougs and Mateer set up on the WSU 26-yard line, it looks like. For 1st and 10, Parker is going to go out to the left, and that's a quarterback draw. And there goes Mateer for a nice, solid gain on first down, about 7 or 8 yards. Give him 7 there on the carry for John Mateer.
Billy Riveri III, the senior tight end, will come in for the Cougs in place of Mathers now. Make his debut on senior night.
Yeah, get him in the. I love it. Let's get these seniors out. All right, material motion back for 2nd and 3. He'll motion Parker back in the backfield. Not looking his way, though. Looking across the middle. He's got Carlos Hernandez with a great catch over the middle of the field. Now across midfield. Still up. Carlos Hernandez dragging defenders all the way down into plus territory.
Yeah, Hernandez, not a promising prospect this season. He had a torn MCL in the Cougar spring game.
Yep.
And, he can't.
Him and Hudson and Cowboys, they're all speedy guys. They're all super fast. All right, Mateer now in the pistol. Hudson playing a little give and go in the motion game. Mateer will hand the ball off to Parker. Nice hole up the middle. Another great solid gain of, looks like that's another gain of 7 or 8 on first down for the Cougs.
Sean Parker, 690 rushing yards on the season, averages about 5 yards a carry with 5 touchdowns, 1 being a receiving touchdown in the red zone and the rest being rushing touchdowns. So solid player there from the running back position. Obviously, we have a quarterback that likes to pretend he's a running back. So for Sean Parker to put out almost 800 yards on the season is a significant thing for this Wazoo offense.
Yeah, again, so 2nd and short here, 2nd and 3 again. There's a fake handoff across the middle, and then again, Mateer to Carlos Hernandez there for another first down inside the Wyoming 30-yard line down to the Wyoming 28-yard line now for another Cougar first down.
Mateer threading the needle. Keone Parks, quarterback for Wyoming, with some nasty defense there. Kind of surprised there's no flag thrown, but, great defense, but an even better catch.
Yeah, that was a great pitching catch there from Mateer to Hernandez, who now has an empty backfield, does Mateer. He's got 5 wide, 3 out to the left, 2 out to the right. See if they're going to take a shot at the end. No, or a draw. I was just about to say it's going to be a draw, but here goes Mateer. He's got some space, and he's going to get, once again, another gain of 7 to set up 2nd and 3 for this Washington State offense. I almost swear every time it is an empty backfield, it's a quarterback draw. I should just know by this point that he's going to run the ball. I mean, it's a good play scheme. You got blockers out there. You got 3 blockers out left. Our receivers have showed this year that they're capable of holding down blocks out there for each other. So
yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Let's set another 2nd and 3. So 3 straight first down gains of 7 yards, 21-yard line.
Yeah. And it looks like that's going to be kind of batted down or flicked around by Devon Harris, defensive end there, at the graduate student. So unfortunately, that's going to be first incompletion of the night for John Mateer. Now 8 for 9, 89% completion and 109 yards. So he's broken triple digits there.
There we go. With just under 12 to go here in the first half of play, Schlenbaker will check in for the 3rd down back, and Mateer will take it himself, and he might, I was going to say, got to break another tackle all the way, but that's a first down nonetheless for the Cougs. Down to the Wyoming 12-yard line, just outside goal to go. So the Cougs can still get a first down without scoring here.
Yeah, Tice Westland there managed to snag up his legs down at about the 12-yard
Touchdown
line.
saving tackle there
Yeah,
for the Cowboys.
absolutely.
But the Cougs are driving here. Ball at the Wyoming 12-yard line. See what's here's empty set again. Now let's see if I said empty set. I mean, is this going to be another draw? I don't know. Maybe he looks like he might want to. No, look at that. Oh, it's a fake draw though. He's got nowhere. He's going to go back to the left though. He's got a guy, Kyle Williams, for a block. Mateer sheds one guy and gets down inside the 3 to the 2-yard line for a first down though.
Just short of the touchdown.
Wow.
He'll batter the cones out of bounds with his helmet, but I think his knee is down just about 2 yards short.
Yep.
Yeah,
that play started to the right, cut all the way back to the left, and it looked like it was going to be one of those. It was a fake draw, kind of trying to set up the receivers out there, but good recognition from Wyoming defense. But I mean, you know, when you have a running back running the ball for quarterback, it's got the same speed. Now in the I formation here with Wayshawn Parker being the deep back, Mateer under center. Motions Hernandez, pitches out to Parker though on the left. Will he get in? No, he will be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage there. Pitch to the left, nowhere to go for freshman Wayshawn Parker. Looking for a little Coug there. Wayshawn Parker getting some recognition here. Little speed back. Looks like Schlenbaker will check into the game here out of the shotgun formation with to the right of He's got Kyle Williams one-on-one on the left. See if he's looking that way. Maybe take a shot there. Nope, he's going to be a draw, and Mateer will go in for the touchdown. Adding on to a touchdown, another one for John Mateer. This one comes rushing. So one rushing today and one in the first quarter to Kyle Williams. 13 now to 3, pending the extra point with 9:42 to go in the second quarter. Touchdown Cougars, and John Mateer takes it on the ground.
Yeah. Smart play by the Cougs. They bring in redshirt freshman tight end Trey Lechner, number 23, comes in last second right before the hike of the ball and blocks that left tackle, you know, giving John Mateer plenty of space to just barrel himself right in there.
Janikowski is up and good into the hands of All-State, so that'll make the score 14
yards against Wyoming, 167 to 55 now, with 58 rushing yards to just 10 from Wyoming. So a rough night there for Whaley and Farrell. You know, some of their best offensive weapons. You know, they're not a huge, you know, passing team. They, you know, we talked about it last week. They struggled only about 6 yards against Boise State passing.
Yeah.
So for their running backs to be struggling is not a great sign if you're Wyoming right now. But as the seniors for the WSU Crimson Girls dance team head out, we will take a short break, and we will see you here with just under 10 minutes left in this half play. Thank you so much for listening to KGR Football, the student base of the Palouse.
Back at Giesa Field now with 9:42 to go in this first half of football between the Wyoming Cowboys and the Washington State Cougars. After a 2-yard touchdown run from John Mateer, puts the Cougs up 11 now, 14-3. That'll be Mateer's, I believe, 44th touchdown on the year total.
Wow.
He's getting up there.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the strength and the lower body that he does, especially coming in at quarterback, we've said all season, why won't he slide? And it's because he knows he can run it in for aggressive, kind of bully himself in for touchdowns like that.
He does. It might not be the smartest thing to do as a quarterback and as a, our starting quarterback to say that. But Janikowski will boot this one into the end zone right below the C in Cougars for a touchback. Back-to-back touchbacks here for Janikowski. So the Cowboys offense looking to answer. They put up a nice drive last time, putting up 3.
Yep.
Taking about 6 minutes to drive about 55 yards down the field last time. To score their 40-yard field goal. See if they can answer back or if the Cougs defense can prove what they can do and force another 3 and out.
And, under head coach Jay Savell, back in 2020 when he was named as defensive coordinator, they had a top 20 ranked red zone offense. So, for them to not score was a bit surprising, but let's see if they can answer right here.
Svoboda will fake the handoff there to Whaley. He will swing it out left. Looks like that'll be a gain of a few yards there.
Mm-hmm.
Little quick pass there to Chris Durr Jr., the freshman getting his second reception of the day. Gain of 4 to their own 29-yard line now. Panagushikin there on the tackle for the Cougs defense. 2nd and 6 now for Svoboda and the Cowboys offense. He's got Whaley behind him in the pistol. Looks like Cowboys are a big pistol-heavy team here. He's got 3 receivers and a tight end out to the right. He turns around, hands the ball to Whaley, trying to cut it out to the left, and he'll have a first down, running over a Cougar defender. Tackled there at the 38-yard line of Wyoming, so that'll be a first down run there for Harrison Whaley. As we were just saying, get the running backs more involved. There are 2 senior running backs they shuffle with there at Wyoming with Whaley and Farrell. So 1st and 10 now from their own 38-yard line. Svoboda's got 2 receivers out to the right. Looks like Sam Scott has checked into the game in the backfield there, and he's got 2 tight ends to the left as well. Svoboda will clap his hands with Stevenson in motion, hand the ball to Stevenson on a little jet sweep here. Stevenson will get a nice gain on first down of about 6 yards there to their own 44-yard line. Again, Justin Stevenson, the redshirt freshman, involved a lot in this offense so far, as well as he is their kick returner. Maybe a utility player there.
Yeah, Wazoo now subbing in an entirely new defense, and we talked about this earlier. You might see some new faces here for senior night. 17 seniors kicking off their last game. So
Svoboda now in the shotgun for 2nd and 3 with Whaley out to his right. You got tight end motioning for a block. Hands the ball off to Whaley, who gets stuffed at the line. Looks like that'll be a loss of a half yard.
Whaley now with his 3rd play of the game that results in loss of yards there on a rushing play. Now loss of 4 yards.
Like to Mua there first for the Cougs in the backfield. Brings up 3rd and 4 now from their own 44-yard line. Svoboda's got an empty backfield to start. Let's see if he'll motion anybody back in there. Cougar faithful starting to get heard from now here, though. 7-3 the score. Whaley comes in motion. Svoboda will keep it himself, though. He's got a hole, and he's gonna have enough for the first down out to about the 50-yard line, maybe the 49. But that will be enough for a first down. Svoboda pulling a little Mateer action, I should say, keeping it himself there. Great blocking there up front there from the Cowboys O-line.
Pulled themselves through Cougar territory they're a yard short, but they're about to enter Cougar territory for only the 2nd time tonight with just under 7 minutes to play.
14-3 here. The score still. Jamari Farrell will be the back now in the pistol formation. Tight end, 2 receivers out to the right, and a receiver out to Svoboda's left. Svoboda looking that way for Pessier. Overthrows the receiver, cutting across the middle of the field. So incomplete pass there from Svoboda. He was looking for Jalen Sargent there, their leading receiver on the year.
Yeah.
Who hasn't caught a pass today yet. So
Adrian Wilson now in for Tyson Durant at safety. Great defense on his part. No flag thrown, but all up in his grill.
yep, as you say that, here comes Tyson Durant right back on.
Never mind.
Hey, he's the senior though, you know. 2nd and 10 now, though, after that incompletion from Sabota looking for Sargent. Sabota, 2 receivers out to the left, 2 out to the right in the shotgun. He's got Farrell out to the right of him. Claps his hands, hands the ball to Farrell. Farrell's got some room on the left side, tries to hurdle him, and really don't know where he was going with that hurdle, but he hurled out of bounds nonetheless for a gain of just 2. So bringing up 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8. Looks like Stephen Hall will check out of the game there, senior cornerback, who has a 100-yard pick 6 on the season.
And 3 scores is hard to come back from, sir. If you're Wyoming, this is a big down
It is.
right here before giving it back to Wazoo.
See, this might be 4 down territory for them as well, you know. But it takes a snap, though. Looking left, nowhere to go. Pressure collapsing. Sabota's going to get tripped from behind and taken down for a sack.
Ansel Denimba again with the sack. Runs into his own offensive line and is snagged up by his ankles.
So that'll take the question of 4 down territory out of there, out of the equation. There you go. That'll be a sack for just a loss of 2, but nonetheless, it's a sack for the Cougs. Getting their first sack of the ball game here. That'll bring out their punter, Jack Colbreth, for his 3rd punt of the day with Tony Freeman deep inside the 10 for the Cougs.
Yeah. Wyoming miles out of field goal range.
Yep.
And we'll see. John Mateer, 89% completion on the night. We'll see what he responds with.
Tony Freeman waving his hand for the free catch at the Wazoo 10-yard line. Greeted by, I'm sure, a bunch of hellos there from the Cowboys special teams unit.
Yeah, and speaking of, it's been a day of rough and tumbles down on the field today. Scuffles sawn down on the logo by Michigan, Ohio State, Arkansas, Missouri, and then just a couple minutes ago, North Carolina and North Carolina State. So lots of things happening.
It is rivalry week, I guess.
Yeah. Or excuse me. No, yeah. University of North Carolina and North Carolina State get into a brawl all over the flag placing on the logo.
Yeah, I don't know about this flag placing. Obviously, unless it was at UW Stadium and the Cougs flag was there, that'd be pretty awesome.
I guess we just have more class than that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet from Wazoo this season.
No.
But
or more flag wavers. Yeah, we wave the flag up in the air and let everyone see the beautiful logo.
Number 10, Indiana down at there quite yet. So we'll check in there with you for some more college football.
Here at our game, 14-3, the score in favor. Not so much on the other side of the ball for the Cowboys, but that'll give the defense some hype.
Game. So I applaud Wazoo's defense.
You're going to go into Corvallis there at Oregon State, and you're going to, you come in there with a defense that is known to kind of be a little laxative, and knowing that for the opposing team's offense, knowing that they might have 4 downs to get a first down, that's got to feel pretty good for them. But yeah, under 5 minutes to go here in the first half, 14-3 the score in favor of the Cougs. You see a nice little 90-yard, few yards out to the. They seem to just go fast no matter what time. So we'll see maybe just 1.5. Brings up 3rd and a little more than medium here for the Cougs and Mateer. 3rd and longer than medium. 3rd and 7, way backed up in our territory, not even across the 20-yard line yet. So yeah, you said we don't want to kick the ball back to Wyoming. Right. Because then, the punt might end up.
There's plenty of time to drive right down the field.
Totally.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 7, the Mateer takes the snap. Looking left, he's got Schlenbaker out of the backfield, who takes the hit, but will get 1 actually on the play by Schlenbaker. So a quick 3 and out, very quick, about a minute and a half gone by here for the Cougs offense.
Yeah, disappointing drive there from the Cougs. We said earlier, a 3-score lead is hard to come back from.
The punt. Oh, he sends it away, and just gets over the 50-yard line here. It didn't look like it had a lot on it at first. Maybe that's just the angle we're at, but I thought
momentum in their favor, puts the clock in their favor as well, gives them 3 minutes to run, couple run plays, gives them 3 minutes into field goal range. But again, they're starting at
Boda, though, back in the shotgun, hands the ball. Flea flicker action here. So that is not O'Connor, but that is an interception for the Cougs. Nonetheless, we will get
Redshirt junior.
his first of the year. There we go.
His first play of the game is an interception, so I think he's looking to Digger. How do you like me now?
Yeah,
so.
Well, the Cowboys get the ball and turn it right back over one play later, wasting about not the ball, maybe field goal position, but a touchdown would be pretty awesome. But yeah, how about that? Redshirt junior Colson getting his first pick of the year. Let's go. It's here now in the pistol with Parker right behind him. 3 receivers out to the right. Matier claps his hands. He gets the snap. Looking right, nothing there. He's going to find Chris Hudson. Got a lot of 15-3 is the score. 2nd and 9 will be up next after the 2-minute break here. We'll check back in.
All right, and Chris Hudson with a quick first down for the Cougs on
legs, but the ball will get jarred loose for a fumble. So it's a nice pass out there for about a gain of 20. Strike there from Sabota there.
Legion of Boom-esque hit from the senior strong safety. Oh, so I heard that from up here.
Yeah, 25 seconds on the clock now. Ball now on the Washington State 35. So from 35 to 35 in 2 plays, very quick here for this Cowboys. Threatening just outside the red zone.
Yep. Clock stops now.